Has Vince McMahon not received the recognition he deserves? Vince McMahon never received the recognition he deserved. He served WWE for 40 years and received no appreciation. The public doesn't give him his due. He will remain an immortal legend, even if the haters hate him, because Vince McMahon is not just an ordinary person. He completely changed the teachings of wrestling. He created legends and icons when he bought the company from his father in 1982. He introduced many innovations, such as the introduction of music and songs, breaking the monopoly, changing the rules of the wrestling world, giving each company its freedom, and building huge arenas. This was not possible before Vince McMahon. This is a historical figure. The public and the media gave him a bad image, and the public believed it. Few are aware of the value of Vince McMahon, the icon. Vince McMahon has never received the recognition he deserves. Without Vince McMahon, we wouldn't see the stars and icons we see today. If you want to be clear, let's talk about the historical icon, Vince McMahon. He's the one who created the stage and high-quality production in WWE, the wrestlers' looks and personalities, the show format, and the historic rivalries. It's the historical Vince McMahon. The fans and the media have never given him his due. The person most deserving of induction into the Hall of Fame, and the person who changed the history of wrestling the most, is Vince McMahon. But the fans will never understand this. Vince McMahon is a historical figure who hasn't received the recognition he deserves for creating legends and changing the era of wrestling. He made bold decisions, such as changing the legends and icons. Vince McMahon didn't compromise, even with those closest to him. He was willing to put them in bad storylines if it benefited the industry. Vince McMahon knew when to let go of a wrestler, even an icon, and this was WCW's mistake, relying on a generation whose time had passed. Vince McMahon knew when to use a wrestler and when not to. He was exceptional in many ways and was knowledgeable about all wrestling federations. He wasn't someone who didn't understand wrestling. He understood his own completely. And this is what distinguished the iconic Vince McMahon, the historical icon. Vince McMahon knew how to create 2 shows a week, a difficult decision because he was one of the first to do it, and a monthly show every month. These are all tough decisions that require strength to execute. There was no one like Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was a historical figure in every sense of the word. Therefore, Vince McMahon is a person who will not be replicated. I have said it more than once that what distinguished Vince McMahon most was his lack of flattery. The concept of WrestleMania, for example, is a historical one that requires years of innovation, not just its inception. To continue presenting WrestleMania every year, making it better than the last, is difficult. That is why Vince McMahon was a historical figure in every sense of the word. This is something that no longer exists today, and Vince McMahon still does not receive the recognition he deserves. Vince McMahon knew the difficulty of what he was doing, yet he persevered and never stopped. He continued to innovate and create diverse, historic rivalries, something we don't see today. Therefore, Vince McMahon is truly a unique figure, a historical icon in every sense of the word. The unfortunate thing is that the audience never gave him his due. This audience doesn't understand the value of legends and icons. A person like Vince McMahon deserves the greatest recognition in wrestling history, but he never received it.